buddies, and welcome back to this masterclass for the beginners in C. And in the previous lessons, guys, we talked about C variables. We created a variable, we formatted a specifier, we changed the values, and we added a value, and we got our result. So today, guys, we're going to talk about multiple variables and variable names, and we'll talk a little things to do with real life examples. So welcome once again, is your guy here, the Wolf, and thank you for joining this class. Without much ado, let's get started. Okay, welcome once again. Let's do some great work today. So see, declare multiple values. So to declare multiple value, we declare more than one variable of the same type, and we use a comma separated list. So let's do it and see what we have. So in here, in the main statement here, I just wanted to create a variable called just remove. Okay, I can just, if you don't know what I'm doing over here, guys, I'm using cut block. If you're new today, welcome. But here I've already created a project. You just come here, click new, and you click empty file, and to just bring you over here. But let's continue. So I'm just going to create an int type value here, variable, and just name it x, and assign it multiple values, just like I said. So like that, and I create another one called y, and assign 6, and create another type here, z, and create assign it whatever a number there. So and again, I just print them using the print function, and I want to print them like that. So just print, you know, you have to specify which type of data or type of variable you're printing. You just put this double quote here, and you specify with this percentage b, meaning that it's an integer. So then you can print them out. Without this, an error will rise. So we are adding multiple values together, and we return our result. So I'm just going to say x plus y plus z, just like that, plus z, and this is capital, it should be small, just like that. So here, what do you expect, guys? So we have declared more than one variable, which is x, y, and z, of the same type, which is an integer. That's why I just put them in one line, and then I separated them with a comma, just like I exactly did, and I'm running it and see whether I get the result. Oh, there's an error raised somewhere, so I'm just going to check where the error is, because I did not put a comma here. And from there again, let's run it again. There is coming out. There we go. We have 34. So we have added a multiple value all together. So again, let's do. So you can also assign the same values to a multiple. You can assign the same value to a multiple variables of the same type. So how do we do that? We just again, we have, without assigning, just delete this line over here, and just create a variable called x, and a variable called y, and a variable called z. Just like that, and then you put a comma because you are done declaring declaring variables. And now we can assign the same value. How can we do that? So just say x is equal to y, and is equal to z, and is equal to 20, and you put your ending semicolon there. So the next thing is you can use this print function and just print this. You should get a 60. So run it again, compile it and run it. So let's you compile and run. There we go. We have a 60 as an answer there. So that's all about multiple variables. Let's talk about variable names now. So C variable names, they are just identifiers, and the C variable names, all C variables must be identified with a unique name. You can't have a variable which have the same name and then you assign different variables. It's not going to work. So all variables must be identified with a unique name. These unique names are called identifiers. So identifier can be short name like X, Y, just like the one we have on our screen here. Am I recording this? Yes, I'm recording. So identifier can be short names like Y, X, and or more descriptive names like age, sum, total, volume. So we use normally XY because we don't want to write long names there. Those identifiers, we can kill time. So we kill time by saying XY. So note that it's recommended to use a descriptive names in order to create understandable and maintainable code so that someone can really read what you are doing. So good variable names are like, let's say, you can create a good variable name like this. Okay. I think this is a little bit editor should be. Let me increase the font of this editor. Where do we increase the font of this? I can't find it. This is simple text. Oh, let me just pause this so I can increase the font. Okay, I have increased the font. So I just wanted to use a descriptive name like int here and say that minute per hour. Minutes per hour. Just like that. And thus I need 60 because minute per hour is just like that. And then do that. So okay. But remember, it's not easy to understand what M actually is. If I say this, I say M, and first of all I should say int M, minute per hour. How many minutes are there in an hour? 60 minutes makes 1 hour. So you know it's not easy to understand that what M means. So I've used a more descriptive word over there, minutes per hour, and this is now can make a code readable. And make sure you use this because maybe you might die when you code something, and who can understand what you did. So you should do this. So guys, if I print both of them, of course they will give me the same answer. Like you can just do this and say, so I can say that print function, and I just want to print an int type, and I should say that is this add the percentage because we want to print an integer type and a new line. Remember what we did this is how you do in a new line. Just put a comma there, not there, but here outside the double colon, and just put your minute per hour here. Copy that. You can paste here, but if you are so good in typing, you can type. But I'm just killing time. And also you can say print function, and still you must have this. Control copy parata, just like that, and just put your M there. They will both give the same answer. Remember that. So if I run this, first of all, just make cancel result and then run it again. So as you can see, both are okay. So it's good to give a descriptive way of naming. So in general, rules for naming variables are first thing is names can contain a letters, digits, and underscore. Second one, names must begin with a letter or an underscore. Third thing is names are case sensitive. For example, if you read my var, like this one here, let me just say, if you write my var, and then you say, and again you write my with now capital, right? Or you say my var with small letter. These are two different variables. And also names can contain white space or special character, like let's say you can have exclamation mark there, you can have an hashtag, you can have a percentage, etc, etc. And also we have a reserved word such as int. You cannot have a variable which is called int because this is a reserved keyword, so that cannot be used as the name. So that is it, and let's talk about real life examples. So real life examples, often in our example we simply find variables names to match their data types. For example, my int or my num for integer types, my char for character types, and so on. This is done to avoid confusion. Yo bro, you talk a lot. Yeah, of course you should talk about this now. However, for a practical example for using variables, we have created a program that is stored different data type as college student. So in a college student, you should have to be specified. I just want to do that program here and do it. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to move all this. This is a really live example now. So I can say int, this now I'm doing what actually enter that, and just comment this so that this is a student. This is a program that can give a descriptive way to understand data. So student, I don't know even how to write this new student. Just remove this. So this is a student. This is a student program. So student data. So we can have something like int student ID, because the student have ID, and let's say 15 or 14. And also a student has age, a student free, student grade. So we can have all those, and then we can print them out. We can print the student grade, student fee, student age. So that's a really live example where you can have something like this. Let's add one more so that you can, let's say student age. This is really descriptive now. Student age 9. And also we can have, actually this is an int. Yeah, this is more descriptive. This is really live way of doing things, and we can print out on the console. Okay, we can also have a float type here. We can have a float type, and we can have a student fee, which should be a float number. Let's say 45.89. And also we can have a character, a char, most descriptive. You can say student, not student age, but student grade. Just like that. Maybe the student had a character, he had a B. Yeah, most of you guys, I know you passed really quite up. I don't know, but you passed away. So you had 2 good grades, just like me here. I don't know where I don't know where even I attended somebody's class. So we can print this out, and should we print? Yeah, let's print. So print function. We wanna print, and the first one is an integer, right? So it should say that. We should say that student ID. Then we should specify the data type. We put this percentage, and then we put D. We put D there in a new line. And we should have a student ID. Just this. Copy that. Paste it here. And remember to put a comma there. Just like that. And just let's copy this because we too lazy when it comes to typing. But you, as an apprentice, you should try your fingers. Let your finger run like I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So this one also is a student age. And there's also an int. A student age here. Some niggas are making some creepy noise from my other side of the. Forget about that. So the other one is student fee. Man, what is this, bro? Student fee. So student fee. This one is a float, so you should put F here and put this student fee. Control copy, and you put it in here. And also we have a student grade. Control copy this first of all. Just do it over here, and just like that. And this is what is this? This is a string, right? Which is a character. What did you do in a new line? Yes, a float, and this should be a character. So this is you don't need even a new line there. I don't know why you need a new line there, because it's the last line, so you can meet this. So if we run this, let's see what we have. First of all, just compile and run it. There is an error somewhere, and it's telling me, yo, you have a problem here. It's because I did this. So run it again, and there we have student ID, student age, student fee. These are more descriptive, and this is a real life way. So guys, let's calculate the area of a rectangle here now. Let's create an area of a rectangle in real life. And should I do this? Yeah, you should do that. Okay, let's calculate an area of a rectangle. So I just wanna delete all this, and C is good for science thing. So in real life, for example, we create a program to calculate the area of a rectangle by multiplying the length and the width. Guys, I don't know you. I know you hate math, but it's cool. So let's create an int type here. An int called the length. Not length wrong, but just get it for me. Length is equal as 5 or 4. And then let's create another column as int. Int what? Int width. An area of width. What is D doing in a width? Width. It should be width. Anyway, I don't know. Some stuffs that I can't understand. This is, let's say, 6. Put a 6 there. Remember to put this comma. And let's semicolon. This is called semicolon. And int, let's create an area. And like that. So to calculate the area of a rectangle, we just say that area is equal to length, this length over here, length, and multiplied by, to multiply just put a star there. Don't worry if you don't understand this, because we will get back to this. And width, oh, I can't even remember this day. I don't know the usefulness in this. Width, yeah. So, and remember to put this over there. And now we want to print to do this. How do you do? So let's print this out and see what we have. So to print this out, you just say print function, and we can say that the area of a circle, just put a string there. The area is the circle, no, area of a rectangle. The area of a rectangle. The area of the rectangle. Is put a comma here, and you put your area value here. Yeah, copy that. You can copy. Let's do it area. Just like that. So if I run this, let's run this and see. So you see, this is more descriptive ways that someone you can understand. For example, if you need L and W and S, who will understand that? So this is only used for why are you giving me this? Okay, this is for you're telling me. I don't know where I have a mistake here. Where? Okay, let me find out what is the mistake here. Okay, I think the mistake is just length written like 7. Yeah, and spelled it the word. These, even this and even spelling. So let's run it. There we go. The area of a rectangle is 24, which is true. So that is, guys, that's the really live thing. And let's talk about how many minutes are this? 22. We can continue. So let's talk about data types. So see, data types are also like other programming, but there's a really bit of changes. So data types, as we explained in the variable lessons, we say that a variable in C must be specified data type, and you must use a format specifier inside the print function to display it. So let's see these data types. So to create a variable, first of all, we have already created it, but we will start again. So just remove all this. Just remove this and say that int my num is equal to 4. And the second one, let's create a float. These are data types now. We're talking about float. Let's say my float is equal to 5.99. Let me have a curve here. This curve. Let's go to my letter. My letters. Letter is equal to R. Oh, yeah, this is R. So we want to print these variables. So to print these variables, let's say that print function say print function, just like that, print function, and we must specify the kind of data type we have in there. With a percentage d, which is an int, and we put a comma here. Probably we should print in a new line, just like a new line is a backslash with n there. And remember about these characters. So I'm going to print this one here. Control copy, and on PC, and then Control V. Yeah, you can also again copy this just to speed up things. But you as a student, I think you should type. So we have this. We should just do this. And this is the one. The second one is just a float. We just change this to F. And also the last one is a character, C. So if I print out, then this cancel it, then compile and run. So as you can see, we have a 4, and where's the other one? I'm not printing one of the data here. Oh, let me just do this. Control copy. Change this. And also change this. Copy that. Just change this. Now you can run it again. Let's run. So you can see we have 4. We have 4, which is a digit in integer, and the second one is a float with a decimal point, and R, which is a character. Those are the data types that we have. So the basic data types, the data types specify the size, and let's talk about basic data types, right? So the data types specify the size and types of information the variable is storing or is holding. So you must specify what kind of data you are holding in your container. So in this class, we will focus on the most basic one, which is int, float, and double, and character. So int, for example, it has a size of 2 or 4 bytes. So an integer type has its capacity is 2 to 4 bytes. Bytes are just a byte. One single byte is 8 zeros or ones, and 8 and zeros you can mix them. So a byte, it has got 8 bits inside. That's one byte. So an integer can have 2 or 4 bytes. So if you say a byte, you remember it has got 8 bits inside. So you say multiply by 4, which should be giving you like 60. Store whole number. So if you store a number in integer, you can store something that has got 60. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2. Oh, I don't know, but I think it's 8. There you go. 8 times 4. What else? That answer. I can hold that. Those are all bits inside there, and that is a storage capacity. So we can put a 1 there. And also we have a float. A float normally has 4 bytes. So this store a fractional number containing 1 or more decimal, and it suffices for storing 6 to 7 decimal digits. So also I told you that an int type store a whole number without a decimal. Yeah, now I've told you. So a double has 8 bytes. Ooh, this is a very huge number. So it's so functional. It stores a fractional number containing 1 or more decimal, sufficient to storing even to 15 decimal digits. So a double number is a very huge one. And also we have a character which is just 1 byte. So a 1 byte stores a single character, letter, number, or ASCII values. So that is it. And let's talk about basic format specifiers. and I think I should, yeah, let's talk about basic format specifiers. So there are different format specifiers for each data types here, and let's do some. So format specifiers, let's start with this one. Let me see how long is this bit. Oh, it's too early in time. So we will start by this specifier here, and with the D, or we can say specifier like this and I. Let's do this. So this is a specifier. This is a format specifier, and we have 5 of them. Also, this is the first one. This data type is called an int. So let's do an example of it. Can I comment this out? No. And oh, just like that. So let's do it. So in this main method, I just want to put an int, just like that, and I create my name and assign it a number there, and this number is an integer, right? This is an integer, and let's print, and let's print, but we must do a specifier here, and specify it by saying this is integer, where we put a percentage, and then we do a d in n, and we do a new line, and then we put a comma here, we put a comma there, and we print our my name here. Wow, feeling hungry. Put all there, and again just copy this and just paste down here, and change this to I. Those are specifier, remember, and we should run this. It should give us the same answer. There we go, we have 4. So you can specify that type an integer in this format, right? Yeah, you understand that. Let's do a float type, where a float we use something like, not something, a float is like this. We just put this here, and then we f, which is a float, or we can say we can do a capital, which is like, so this I for integer means integer, or you can do a d. So do it like this and put a capital letter, and we just comment them out because it should be. So let's try this out. To do that, we just create the same thing, my name, and the only thing that we are going to change is this. You see that it's a float, and we can change this number a little bit, and say we create a float number, and then 9, and we should this is a floating point number, and to print out, you let's remove this. To print out, you just change this to f, and since we don't have any more lines, we can just remove that, and change this my float just to be more specific, and we can print this copy, and then we put over here, and then we kill this, and then we run. There we have a float number 4.99000. So that is it, and let's do another one, which is called a double. So a double number, a double number is done like this. First of all, you should see a double number. You just put 1 here, then you put f there, and this is a double number now. So my double, I can change this to double. Let's do this. And a double number can be, let's say 42 here. I can add that. So this is a double number. Actually, it's a double floating point number. Double floating point number. So a double floating point number, then we should put a 1 here, just like that, and a comma there, print share, like that, and just copy this and remove this. Let's run this. We have an error here. Hope not so, because I don't see why you should have that. Oh, I did not. I should delete this first. For this one, I will show you how to do a double float number. So run it again. There. So we have 2.99000. There. That is a double floating number. Let's talk about a character. So a character is done simply like this, and then a small c. So that's how we do a character. So to do that, we just please say that this is my letter to God, letter D, letter R, letter to G. Then to do this, you just change this to C, and you write control copy there, and you just write here, paste here, and if I run this, you should get a character. This is how we do a type called a character. Guys, tell me you have a problem somewhere, because this should be changed to car. And now if I run, hope you're not going to give me a problem. Oh, what? Oh, Jesus. You should put there, those. Actually, you know you can do a single cut this. Or I'm mistaken. Control. Let me see. Yeah, there. We have a D, which is a character. So once again, let's do this. So we have found out that these are the basic data types that we have, and we have basic format specifiers, and we have used those format specifiers to specify our basic data types. And the last one we have here is S, which is this one here, which is called percentage S. This is a specifier, remember? So let's use this. To do that, we actually, this is used for string, which is a text, which you will learn more about it in later chapter. But let's try and see how we can use that. So we will have a character. We will still have a character here, because this is a string. So we will have let's say greeting, and this greeting is a string. So let's do a string, and this double bracket, this is a square bracket, and assign it greeting in here and say hello wolf. Hello wolf. You seems okay, that's enough. And as you can see, hello wolf is a string. So the single C actually stands for one letter, character, but then S stands for strings. So if you have to print out these strings, you have to change this to S, just like that. And then hold on, some little nigga is calling me. Sorry for that, and I'm not going to cut that off. Anyway, so if I do bring these oh, where did I send this? Let me just remove this. then I'm just going to put this greetings variable here, and it's called a variable because it keeps on changing. So first copy this over here and then run it again. So it should give us the whole string hello wolf. That's why we specified it by putting an S there. And guys, what you should notice is that it's important that you use the correct format specifier for the specified data type. If not, you're going to get some strange things that you will never like, you never love, you never. So if not, the program may produce error or even crash, things like that. And guys, that is the end with today. The end of the class has come to an end. Thank you so much for joining today. If you're new, if you're old, you're still welcome. Invite your friends so that we can learn C programming together. And in the next lesson, we will talk about characters, numbers, and decimal precisions. And I don't need to tell you what we will do, but it's good that you be prepared. And as of today, we are done. Thank you so much, and goodbye. It's your guy once again, the Wolf. Bye bye.